A man who's been banging them out, hit after hit, since you and I were but a twinkle in our granny's eye. Would you like to read this with me, Gino? The first one was in 1958, and it went to number 2, and it was called Move It. Here we are. I see you brought the family in again. Here we are, 1985. None of us looking a day older. Least of all him. With his latest, So She's Beautiful. She's so beautiful. Richard Cliff.
I hear your accusations, darling, and my reply is hard to find. Ooh, I wanna know you better. Won't you consider one more time? River flow to shining sea, mountain bitter blue. Children flow like waterfalls, sweet our love renew. Peace then walk and peace again, trial and error true. If you were to visit there, you would love her too. Ooh, she's so beautiful, she's so kind of free. She's so beautiful, she's all there is to me. She's so beautiful, she's so kind of free. Yeah. She's so beautiful, she's all there is to me. Tiny planet spins through space, gives my life to me. 15 billion human beings, where's our destiny? Peace then war, then peace again, trial and error true. Oh, if you were to come down there, you would love her too, like I do. She's so beautiful, she's so kind of free. She's so beautiful, she's all there is to me. She's so beautiful, she's so kind of
sound like a... Yes, they're a bit dingy, but they're okay. Great old tan. Where have you been?
I just came back from Portugal about 4 or 5 days ago. I needed the holiday, though.
Yeah. Wait, I need a holiday. We all need a holiday.
Honestly. But, yeah, but Terry, I've been sick, mate.
You're not going to get sick here.
No, no. It wasn't one of those. You know, it was most embarrassing because in my career I've been so proud of the fact that I've never had to actually cancel shows. But about a month ago I was doing my annual gospel concerts, and blow me down 5 from the end, I got viral laryngitis, which meant that nothing came out. And I had, so do forgive me, folks. I'm sorry about that. We'll put it right next year. But I had. Is that all right? Oh,
There's no need to answer everything he says personally. Send a letter. Oh, you did, yes, of course you did. Actually, somebody did send a letter and said, really, the secret of Cliff Richard's health and fitness is this royal jelly, and they obviously feel that I'm in need of it because they sent me several tubs.
Well, free?
Free, yes.
Because it's quite expensive.
Yes, I shall.
But it's worth it, Terry. It is worth it, and I'm sure there will be an improvement.
I suppose the next thing is there's lots of room for improvement. Now, the last thing I heard about you was I've listened to the radio in the car, and you seem to be in trouble in Norway. They were pulling a little wobbly on you.
Well, they pull the plugs, you know. I'm glad you mentioned this, really, because I was hoping there'd be a chance for me to put things straight. You know, do you remember me?
Yeah.
I'm the original good boy, aren't I?
Let's just say what happened was that you went to Norway to do this concert and was going to be televised, and you got picketed by a group of people who said that you had appeared in South Africa and therefore were supporting apartheid.
That's right.
And they cancelled the concert.
That's right. I mean, the anti-apartheid movement, of course, is such a just cause, but I do feel that you've been infiltrated by a bunch of twits. Because, you know, not to beat about Bush. And I felt really, I get really hurt because, you know, the sanctions are really good. I think it's a good idea that we do that. But, you know, people like myself, what we offer in trade is our art form. Now, 5 or 6 years ago, I decided I wouldn't do any more commercial concerts in South Africa. So I, in a way, preempted the sanction and have already pulled my services away, my commercial services. But I was not aware that there is a spiritual boycott in South Africa. I only go as an evangelist. That's how I'm invited there by local churches. So I find it really, it hurts actually, I have to admit, having been fighting apartheid for 15 years, long before it's popular, to find this group of people who have chosen to single me out. Actually, not me, but Shirley Bassey also had a rough time out there. Shirley was great, though. They said, where do you stand? She said, my mum's white, my dad's black. I don't stand anyway. Get out of my way. But I'm afraid, you see, sometimes it brings out that kind of reaction. You've got to give it. But I hope people are going to begin to understand that I have withdrawn my services, my commercial services, at least 5 years ago.
Well, it's good to clear that up. And in fact, you've been helping the third world and less privileged people with this tier thing.
Tier fund.
17 years?
Yeah, well, also, I mean, I went to South Africa many times while Tier Fund still existed over there, and of course all the concerts I've ever done out there, apart from one, and that's, I must have done 12 visits there in the last 15 years. They've all been to raise money for black charities out there, and that's why I do find it a little bit unfair that they should pick me out.
Is your Tier Fund, do you think, going to be affected by the enormous upsurge of interest and indeed support for the Live Aid, the Ethiopian fund? I mean, something like that, I think, does affect every other charity.
Oh, yes. I mean, I think they'd be the first to agree that, in point of fact, there's been a fantastic upsurge of giving within their organization. I mean, I think they're budgeting for something like 11 million. Now, you're talking about an organization that uses no publicity, no national publicity. You don't find them coming around on the doors. It's done all word of mouth, and it's just Christians at home who decide that they want to give to a group of people that they can trust. And so they have been affected by the whole Live Aid thing. And the strange thing is, the night that Live Aid went out, I must admit, I had a big lesson that day. My ego was really dented because I wanted desperately to be there. You know, one has to admit, you know, that although it's nice to do good things, and I wanted to be there because Live Aid was doing something good, I also wanted to be there because there was like 1 billion people watching on telly. You know, I could have sung my new record. And I wanted to be with all those huge stars and participate in that way. Yeah. But I'd already given my commitment to Birmingham. I was doing... Oh, you're from Birmingham? Oh, well, nobody's perfect, Terry. It's unfair. But, you know, I was doing 2 concerts there. So what I did was I did the 2 concerts. And then Phil Collins got to New York quicker than I got to London. But he flew all the way there and did that wonderful thing from there as well. But I drove down to Birmingham, and from Birmingham to London, and I appeared something like 2:20 in the morning, but I was determined to be part of it because I felt so good about our industry that although the rock and roll world has not been known to be very generous necessarily, although I'm sure individuals, there has been generosity, but to have a whole band of people get together and do that for nothing and raise that much money, I felt really, really quite proud. And I thought, Bob Geldof's really got his problems now, because I've always been the goody-goody, now he is.
Do you mind being Rick Mayall's idol in The Young Ones?
No, I quite liked it, actually.
Does it date? Do you feel dated when you see it?
No, I don't. No, well, I suppose I do, if the truth be known. But no, I was quite thrilled, really. I mean, obviously, calling it The Young Ones, I would have to play some part in the script. But I still think the best line was, I didn't see this one, but one of my vocal group told me. They said that Rick Mayall went up apparently to a band that was playing, a real punk band, and said, do you know Summer Holiday? And the guy said, you are it, mate, and we'll smash you in the face. I thought it was wonderful.
And you're also going to do this new Dave Clark musical, aren't you? Time.
Yes. Well, She's So Beautiful, the new single, comes from that show, which we start rehearsals in January. The theatre is booked. It's the Dominion, Tottenham Court Road, which is a really good theatre because it's big and there are all sorts of things going to happen to it. So therefore we can afford to lose some of the seating without losing too many.
Well, we wish you luck with it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for joining us. Cliff Richard. Well, it's been wild, gang. Watch the rest of the week. Mel Gibson, Joanna Lumley, Alan Wicker, Les Dawson. See you Wednesday.